For many seniors, the airport experience becomes much harder than expected. What seems like a simple journey, checking in, walking to the gate, boarding a flight, can quickly turn into something stressful, exhausting, and overwhelming. Long distances, crowded spaces, confusing signs. Things that might not feel like a big deal to others can become real challenges. But what makes it surprising is this. Most of these struggles could have been avoided. There are small things, simple things, that many seniors only discover after going through difficult or frustrating trips. And by the time they realize them, it's already too late. In this video, we're sharing airport secrets that seniors often learn the hard way. After the stress, after the exhaustion, after the mistakes. So if you or someone you know is planning to travel, these are the things you'll want to know before stepping into the airport. Because once you understand them, the entire experience becomes much easier. Wheelchair assistance most seniors don't ask for. One of the biggest airport secrets many seniors only discover too late is just how helpful wheelchair assistance can be and how easy it is to request. Many people assume that this service is only for those with serious mobility issues, but in reality, it's available to anyone who needs a little extra support getting through the airport. Airports today are much larger than they used to be. Walking from the entrance to the gate can involve long distances, multiple terminals, and sometimes even train rides within the airport itself. For seniors, this can quickly become exhausting, especially when carrying bags or trying to keep up with time. What often happens is that travelers only realize how tiring it is after they've already gone through it once. By then, the experience may have already caused stress, discomfort, or even missed connections. The surprising part is that wheelchair assistance can be arranged ahead of time when booking a ticket or even requested at the airport on the day of travel. Staff members are there to help guide passengers through security, navigate terminals, and get to the gate more comfortably. In addition to saving energy, this service can also reduce stress. Instead of worrying about getting lost or rushing to catch a flight, seniors can move through the airport at a steady, supported pace. Many travelers hesitate to ask for help because they don't want to feel dependent, but in reality, using available services is simply a smart way to make travel easier. This is one of those things that many seniors only learn after struggling through a difficult airport experience, when it could have made all the difference from the start. Arriving too early can be just as exhausting. Most travel advice tells people to arrive at the airport as early as possible, but for seniors, this can sometimes create more problems than it solves. While arriving early is important to avoid missing a flight, getting there too early can mean spending long hours sitting, waiting, and moving around unnecessarily. Airports are not always designed for comfort over extended periods. Seating can be limited, crowded, or uncomfortable, and finding a quiet place to rest isn't always easy. For seniors, this can lead to fatigue before the journey even begins. What many travelers don't realize is that timing matters. Arriving too early can turn a simple trip into a long, tiring experience, especially if there are delays or changes along the way. Instead of feeling relaxed, seniors may find themselves becoming more tired, more stressed, and less comfortable as time passes. The key is finding the right balance, arriving early enough to move through security comfortably, but not so early that it leads to unnecessary waiting. This is something that often becomes clear only after experiencing it firsthand. Many seniors follow general advice without realizing that their needs may be different. Understanding how timing affects energy levels can make a significant difference in how the entire travel experience feels. Gate changes can be more stressful than expected. Another airport challenge that many seniors only fully understand after experiencing it is how stressful gate changes can be. Flights don't always depart from the same gate listed at check-in. Gates can change due to operational reasons, delays, or scheduling adjustments, and these changes can happen quickly. For younger travelers, this might be a minor inconvenience. But for seniors, it can mean navigating long distances again, sometimes under time pressure. Airports can be large and complex, with multiple terminals and levels. Moving from one gate to another might involve walking long corridors, using escalators, or finding shuttle trains, all of which can be physically demanding. The stress comes not just from the distance, but from the uncertainty. Trying to understand directions, read signs, and keep track of time all at once can feel overwhelming. Many seniors only realize how challenging this can be after they've had to rush across the airport unexpectedly. One of the most helpful things is staying aware of flight updates and checking screens regularly. But even then, sudden changes can still happen. This is why planning ahead, staying flexible, and allowing extra time between connections can make a big difference. It's one of those hidden aspects of air travel that often goes unnoticed until it becomes a stressful experience. Airport seating isn't always senior-friendly. Seating at airports is something most travelers don't think much about until they need it. For seniors, finding a comfortable place to sit can be more difficult than expected. Airport seating areas are often crowded, especially during peak travel times, and available seats may not always be designed with comfort in mind. Many chairs are fixed, have limited cushioning, or are positioned in ways that make it difficult to sit down and stand up easily. For someone dealing with joint stiffness, back pain, or reduced mobility, this can quickly become uncomfortable. Another challenge is location. Seats near gates fill up quickly, and walking to find alternative seating can require extra effort. What makes this more frustrating is that it's not something people usually plan for. Travelers assume there will always be a place to sit, but in reality, it's not always guaranteed. Seniors often only realize this after spending time searching for a comfortable spot or having to stand longer than expected. Taking small steps, such as arriving at the gate at the right time or choosing less crowded areas, can help improve comfort. It's a simple detail, but one that can significantly affect the overall travel experience. Boarding early isn't always better. Many travelers believe that boarding a flight as early as possible is the best option. It feels like the safest choice, more time to settle in, secure overhead space, and avoid last-minute stress. But for many seniors, this is something they only realize later isn't always the most comfortable approach. Boarding early often means spending more time sitting inside the aircraft before takeoff. Airplane seats are not designed for long periods of waiting, and sitting in a confined space can quickly become uncomfortable, especially for those dealing with joint stiffness or circulation issues. In addition, the boarding process itself can be physically demanding. Standing in line, moving slowly through the aisle, and lifting bags into overhead compartments can take more effort than expected. What many seniors discover after experience is that waiting a little longer before boarding can sometimes be more comfortable. Remaining in the terminal allows for more space to move around, access to restrooms, and a more relaxed environment. Of course, there are situations where early boarding is helpful, such as when extra time is needed to get settled or when assistance is required. But in many cases, it's not always necessary to rush onto the plane as soon as boarding begins. This is one of those subtle travel lessons that often comes from experience. What seems like the obvious choice at first can feel very different once you've gone through it. Understanding how boarding timing affects comfort can make a noticeable difference in how the journey begins. Carrying too much makes everything harder. One of the most common challenges seniors face at airports is something that often seems manageable at first: carrying too much. It's easy to underestimate how much effort it takes to move through an airport with heavy or multiple bags. From navigating check-in counters to going through security and walking to the gate, every step becomes more demanding when there's extra weight involved. What might feel like a reasonable amount of luggage at home can quickly become overwhelming in a busy airport environment. Lifting bags, keeping track of belongings, and maneuvering through crowds all require energy and coordination. For seniors, this can lead to fatigue much earlier in the journey. It can also increase stress, especially when trying to move quickly or keep up with time constraints. Another factor is the layout of airports. Long distances, escalators, and crowded walkways can make managing luggage even more challenging. Many travelers only realize how much of a difference lighter packing makes after experiencing the difficulty firsthand. Reducing the number of items or choosing luggage that is easier to handle can significantly improve comfort and mobility. It's not just about convenience. It's about conserving energy and making the entire experience smoother from start to finish. This is one of the most practical lessons that often becomes clear only after a tiring trip. Asking for help makes travel much easier. One of the most important airport secrets that many seniors learn too late is how much easier travel becomes when they simply ask for help. Airports are staffed with people whose job is to assist passengers, but many travelers hesitate to reach out. Sometimes it's due to pride, sometimes uncertainty, and other times it's simply not realizing that help is available. What often happens is that seniors try to handle everything on their own, navigating unfamiliar terminals, managing luggage, and dealing with time pressure, all of which can quickly become overwhelming. The reality is that asking for assistance can make a significant difference. Whether it's getting directions, requesting help with luggage, or using available services, small interactions can greatly reduce stress. Airport staff are trained to support travelers, and most are more than willing to help when asked. What's interesting is that this simple step can change the entire experience. Instead of feeling rushed or uncertain, seniors can move through the airport with more confidence and ease. Many people only realize this after going through a difficult trip where everything felt harder than it needed to be. Learning to accept assistance isn't about dependence. It's about making smart choices that improve comfort and reduce unnecessary strain. In many ways, this is the most valuable lesson of all, because once you understand it, every future trip becomes easier.